Episode 201, Coffee with John and Dr. Deborah Vollmer Dahlke.
Today is gonna be a little something more. I've got a plan in mind, a special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play, 'cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day.
Well, welcome friends to Coffee with John. This is Season 2, Episode 1, and this is a podcast for healthcare academic researchers, technology innovators, professional caregivers, social workers, and family caregivers. You know, if you are committed to doing the hard work of academic research to find solutions that promote healthy aging, we want you to join the conversation. Now, currently, in much of society, we have a mental model or a meme of aging and disability as a deficit model, what you can't do. Well, with the rapid developments in technology, especially around AI and robotics, this model is changing. And on this episode, we are going to have a conversation about robotics, AI, and innovative tech, and how these are creating new recipes for aiding and expanding quality of life for older adults. But first, a good word for caregivers.
God cares for caregivers. Remember, He's one too. Are you discouraged? Do you feel discouragement? It's almost like you can feel it and you're saying, wow, I don't like this feeling. I want to be encouraged. I want to have courage, but I feel discouraged. Is there anything that can be done about it? Well, Psalm 103 says, like as a father pities his children, so the Lord pities them that fear him. Now, pity is love. It's a lower level of love, the agape love. And he knows our frame. And he remembers that we are dust. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're made of dust. And our frame is weak. And we're not as strong as we want to be. So what does he do? He remembers it. And he wants to help us. He wants to help you right now. I want you to know that you can trust in the Lord, and you can know that he will abide with you and you will abide with him. That meaning you'll live with him and he'll live with you. There's that certain something of togetherness that you'll have, and it won't go away. He'll stay with you, and you can be encouraged simply by the friend who's with you. The Lord loves you. He cares for you, and he wants the best for you. So let him encourage you as you get closer to him and he gets closer to you. God cares for caregivers. Remember, he's one too.
Well, today we're having coffee with Deborah Vollmer Dahlke. Now, Deborah is both an academic researcher and an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, she co-founded Zilliant, a successful enterprise pricing optimization software company, and led the firm in raising over $14 million in venture capitalization. Now, Deborah is a director with the Texas Life Science Foundation and a leader in helping to develop Texas's biotech ecosystem. Deborah, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John, and thank you for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Well, before we dive too deep into the details, you do have a very diverse resume and experience. Can you give us just a little bit of background on how you came to this point where you began researching robots, AI, and innovative tech?
Actually, it's one of those things where, there's the turning of the gyre or the circle in someone's life. And so for me, it actually started a lot with Zilliant and the work I did there, which involved artificial intelligence and pricing. And so I kind of went from there into cancer clinical trials. And I will tell you that the move that I made from working in technology and pricing and writing code and all of that to actually working with cancer survivors and real people and becoming a caregiver was a wonderful turn of life for me because it's much more engaging and emotionally interesting to work with people than it is with prices.
You feel like there's more fulfillment in your life, like you're really doing something that matters to people.
Yeah, I mean, it's, pricing matters to shareholders and to companies, and that's important. And it's, financial energy is green energy, and that's important. But I find that the work that I get to do now with Texas A&M and the Center for Population Health and Aging, and the other work I do with early stage oncology drug development is it's just a lot more meaningful to me.
So when you wrote this paper about robots and AI and innovative tech, what are some of the goals that you have for this conversation?
I think one is that we know that technology is important to the topic of aging, and that many people want to age in place. And so the hope that many have is that technology really will help us do that. But there are a lot of myths and misperceptions, not only about technology, but also the capabilities of older adults. So I think in writing and in the couple of papers that I've written, most often with Dr. Marsha Ori, who's a mentor and an advisor, the work that we're doing is to address those myths and to get people thinking about the ways that technology really can help people age in place at all different stages of the life cycle.
One of those myths, and I think we've all probably seen the internet meme of the, older person, which I'm starting to feel like an older person. So I'm not sure. It's amazing. Older is getting a whole lot older than it used to be in my life. But we've all seen that picture of the older person looking at a keyboard going, where's the any key? And, it seems kind of funny to say that. But we're finding that's not true. Well, why does the adoption of technology, why does that matter for the aging population?
Okay, before we go there, I want to make sure that your audience and those people who are listening to it understands the word meme, because that's a word that's often used in academia, and it's important to understand that as a concept. So a meme is like an idea or a behavior or a style that spreads from person to person. So it's like a viral thing, and and the meme it's the construct, it's the archetype, it's how we think about things. So I wanted to make that clear.
Love it. Excellent.
And so your question is what? Tell me your question again.
Yeah, the question is, why does the adoption of technology, why does that matter to aging?
So it matters not only, and again, I like to think across the lifestyle, because as you said, aging is meaning different things to different people's now. If you're 65, but you're still running and working and doing a lot of things, you kind of think of yourself like maybe you're 45. So it's kind of all in your head. But why does it matter? I think it matters because we need technology. I mean, not only do we have it, but we have something like 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every day, and that's going to continue through 2030. So there are a lot of us who are growing older. At the same time, we have a deficit, an increasing deficit of caregivers. So, and the caregivers are both family caregivers and paid caregivers, and both of them are equally important. So, right now we have about, like, this is 2018, almost 2019. So we're already experiencing a shortage of caregivers, and some of the things that are happening politically may increase that shortage. But and I'm not going to discuss that very much, but I think what's more important is the potential need of care recipients. So that's going to increase by 84% between now and, say, 2050.
Yeah, no, it's a huge issue. We've got this aging population, and We've got a lot of people that, they're the family works, both, spouses work in the family. So they really, that option of family caregiving is becoming more limited. And we have other people that are pursuing other careers. So there's this huge shortage of people that can be caregivers, either as family caregivers or professional caregivers. And, I agree with you. Technology is not going to solve all of these problems, but it has to come in and augment and help some of these problems, because there's not enough manpower to really solve it.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is that because you talked about how people who are younger, people who are older feel younger, but in addition to that, we have a complexity, and that complexity is as we grow older and our bodies are healthier, we have an increase in Alzheimer's and dementia. So dementia is going to potentially increase by about 160% between now and 2050. And so those additionally are people, many of whom would prefer to be cared for in their homes, and whose families would prefer to care for them both economically and emotionally in their homes. So that's another reason why we need technology to help, and another area where there are emerging technologies that can help.
Yeah. Now, going back to these memes, these archetypes of constructs that we have, what are some of the common myths or perceptions that shape our mental models in regarding technology and the aging population?
Well, I think some of the more pervasive memes or myths are that older adults are very slow to adopt technology. It's like, oh, they aren't going to want it, they aren't going to play with it, they aren't going to need it. And that not only do they not adopt it, if they get it, they won't use it. So it's like, if you give your mom an Alexa, will she use it?
Right.
That older adults actually have a fear of technology, that they may think that it's going to be an invasion of their privacy or their security, and there are potential issues around that. And the other question, and this is really interesting, is that older adults won't purchase technology or can't. And what's kind of interesting about that, I think, is that just in terms of the economic reality, is that people over 60, actually it's people over 65, control 1 trillion of our 18 trillion GDP. So, it's like, it's not that they can't afford it. So right. Those are, and I answered, that last one a bit, but those memes or those concepts are very pervasive.
Yeah. My experience just sort of being in the tech industry is they're actually much more demanding. Where someone who older may buy a gadget because it's fun or whatever, as you get older, you want it to do something specific. And I think they're really more demanding